Hi and welcome to my Python tutorial of sales management system. So let me start by entering how many jacket and dress we required there, and here let's say school uniform, and we format trousers and two of those. So all we just need to do is click on total, and there we go. We can also reset and enter whatever you want in there as well. Click on total for the next customer and you can exit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's start by going to new and make sure the following is imported. The following libraries are all imported. Then I'm also going to initialize pygame, and after that let's say root equals k and root dot title, and the title in this case is going to be sales management system. There. Now let's set the geometry for this app. So I'm going to say root dot geometry. So that's to do with the height and width of the application itself. I'm going to make it, let's go for 1352 by, let's say 700 plus 0 plus 0. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to configure the background color for that. So the background color, so config, so let's make that maybe white, so that is equals white. Right, now I can end it for now, and let's save it and just see what we've done so far. So I'm going to save this, copy that and save it as sales management system. So I'm going to call it _, sales management system, or sales management system. Yep, _ management _ system. So let's save that straight on my desktop here, and that will be inside the sales. Now save there. Okay, if I run it, all we have is just going to be an empty framework. There we go. Okay, close that. Now up here I'm going to create a frame. So that will be for my frame, and the frame I'm just going to call it ABC equals frame, and this frame is inside the root. The BG color for this frame, I'm going to make it my favorite color, powdered blue. That is the color of my frame, and I'm also going to set the border as 20, and let's raise it. Oh no, let's make it rigid, equals rigid, and ABC dot grid. That will be grid. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is to create another frame. This frame will be inside the very first frame, which is ABC, and let's say the back color for that equals, let's say equals cadet blue. Right, comma, then we have border, and I'll make that about 10. Right, Okay, relief, that will be rigid as well. Okay, then let's say ABC1 dot grid, and the role for that is going to be 0 comma, and we have column equals 0 as well. Then I would like it to actually span across 4, let's say 4 frames for now. Strictly west. Okay, make that capital letter. And now let's speed it all up first of all, and then that, and just speed it up. Okay, this is how these frames looks now. So let me run it and see how it's going to look like. There isn't going to be much. That's the frame. Those are the frames there. Okay, let's close that. Now the next thing I would like to do is just to open up the frame. I'm going to enter a label there, label title, I'll call that, and the label, the object is going to be label, and let it be resident inside ABC1, and we're going to say the text content on it, I would like that to be, that would be sales management system. Let's tab sales management systems, right, and let's tab again. The font, let's use, I'm going to settle for area as well for my font, right, and the size for this very font is going to be 30, and let's make it bold. Okay, so one other thing that is left for us to do is, let's close it up. Okay, let's add another comma. The other thing is just to, let's pack it, make that 9, and the other side I'm going to make it 9 as well, the y axis of it. Alright, press enter, and here we're going to say BD equals 14, comma, that's for the border. Then let's say BG, we make that shaded blue as well. Okay, let's copy that, make it shaded blue, that's fine. And FG, that's going to be for the font. In this case I'm going to make the font concept, and let's justify it. Let's make that center, justify center, and grid equals, the row will be equals 0, and the column equals 0 as well. No, make the column 1, it's not 0. Right, okay, let's run it. Well, first of all, add a comma there. Let's run it and see how it's going to look like. Or let me just copy this before running it. I'm going to copy that and paste that there. Come up here and paste another one. I'm going to be using those two for my, this will be for, I think I should use that for date. So let's say date, and in here I'm going to get rid of that anyway. So let's say this one is for time, date and time. Okay, so leave them for now, then we'll walk around the date and time. However, we need to change this will be column 2 and this is column 0, so that's 0 1. All right, so come in here, let's run it and see how it's going to look like for now. Okay, that's how it's looking, but there isn't much different. Let me come in here, change this to date and change this to time. Maybe you guys can see what's happening. Right, save that and run it. Okay, that's how it's looking for now. Okay, first thing, let's reduce this. I think I'm going to have to bring in the time, the date and time. All right, for the date and time, the first thing I like to do is I'm going to declare some variables. So my very first variable will be for date. Let's just maybe copy this and paste it there. Now I'll call that variables. This is variables. So the very first one, that will be date. I'm going to call it date1 equals string variable, and the second one is timer1 equals string variable as well. Right, now let's get our date in place. As for the date, I'm now going to enter the following lines of codes right underneath here. Let's come in here, enter date and time here, date and time. Okay, date 1, date 1 dot set equals, that will be time dot str frame time. Okay, that is for the date. That will be d slash, that is m, and the other one is going to be y. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that anyway and change it to time there. So this will be time 1. Right. Okay, this is how my date and time looks like. If I run it now, you won't see anything there more than what I've written in there, dates and time, that's all. So let's come in here and just run it. Alright, let's see. So the error here, that will be, I was meant to cover that. Okay, so text variable for date and text variable for time is already inserted. So let's run it and see. There we go, we now have date and time shown. Okay, now that that is taken care of, okay, let's enter the other components that will include the label and the text or the entry, text entries. Okay, let's take this one up so that you guys can see what I'm about to do. That's going to be for labels and text entries there. Okay, the very first one is going to be the label, so I'm going to call that LBL. That will be for the women section. LBL women section equals label, and that is going to be inside ABC2, that's frame 2. The text content on it is going to be women, and the font, I can just copy fonts somewhere, sort of type and paste that in there. Now we have fonts, and change the size of that font to maybe about 20, comma. Then the other thing is we need both padding for, maybe just grab one anyway. Grab one, paste it right there, and that's just going to be one. And the other thing that I'm going to need now is, let's say BD equals 8 and BG equals, maybe we make that, let's see the color. Okay, I'm going to make that cadet blue, paste that in there. That is the color, comma. Then the next thing I like to do now is, let me define the font color. That's going to be my font color, paste that in there, comma, width equals 25, and let's justify it center there. Then dots breed equals row equals 0, and the column equals 0 as well. The column equals 0. Now let's say we get a span to make it full. Close that. Okay, let's carry out a few corrections before we run it and see how it's gonna look like. Alright, let's run it now and see. There we go. That's how it looks now. So the next thing I want to do is to add another label and text. So let's come in here and we just speed it all up here to enter the other labels. Okay, here are the other labels, and underneath that very label I'm going to enter text. So let's run it to see what I'm talking about. There, those are the labels, and here we're going to enter some text. So let's write out the very first text. Okay, for my very first text I'm going to copy this very one that will be my very first text. Copy it and change it around and paste it right underneath here. Paste that right underneath here and just change the label to text entry or to entry, and this one I'm going to change that to txt. Right, now let's define where that's going to be. Row 1, column will be 1. Alright, more changes. We need to carry out some more changes. We don't want any text value in there. For now, I'm going to get rid of that. And I'll get back to that once I declare my variables. Then the next thing I want to do is, my font is there. I have my font in place. I have, okay, let's move this font. Is this font here, and I now want BD equals 8, comma. Then the back color is powdered blue. Then I want my color, font color, that will be black, and the width. Let's make that 12. Justify. Let's get us centered. Okay, justify it is centered. Now we have all of this. Let's change this to hard equals 1. Okay, hopefully that should work for now. Let's run it and see. Then we can then speed up the rest. Okay, look at the very first one. It's right there. That is fine. So I'm just going to now copy and speed up the rest. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I'm done. Okay guys, this is how the lines of code for the text area looks like now, and this is for the label which you guys saw earlier. So I'm going to now run it and we take it from there. There we go. This is how it looks. So what I'm going to do now is just to copy all of these lines of codes in here, and I will make that my number 2. So let me copy it all right up to here, Control C, and I will paste that right below here. Then we'll run it and see how that looks like. Paste. But I haven't changed anything, so let's come in here, just run and see, and there we go. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is to create the other framework here, and then we'll start to work on the naming of each component. So let me close this and go straight into the code right underneath these very lines of code here. Let me copy one more text here and paste that right underneath here. And here I'm going to enter txt reset equals text, and that is where I will display the price of every item. So let's say the height is equal to 24 and the width equals 50. Okay, then the border, make that 20, and the font, let's just copy this. I'm gonna make the font maybe around 9 or so. Let's say 9 bold, and that's all there is to that. So let's close this here and say dot grid. That would be in row 0 and column equals 0. Close that. Okay, if I run this now, let's see how it's going to look like for now. Before running it, let's correct that, and let's try to run it again and see how it's going to look like. Okay, this is how it looks. I think I must have addressed it wrong. Let's see, this should be, oh no, that should be number 5. So let's run it again. There we go. It's now in the right place. Okay, so let's go for the others. So this one should be in the others should be just buttons. So let's come in here, copy this, and here I'm going to enter buttons. I'm going to need 3 buttons, one total, reset, and exit. So the first button is going to be known as btn total. That's equals component button, and that is going to be, let's say we pad it by 6 or 16 by 1, no, 1 by 1 by 1, and BD, the border equals 4, font color equals black. Then we need the font itself. Let's make that font 16. Then the width equals 7 by, so the color is going to be powdered blue. Powdered blue, that's fine. And the text on it, the text on the button is going to be known as total. Right, comma, there's a command. Command is not ready yet, so I'm going to close that. So let's say dot grade equals column 0, row 0, column 0 equals 0 as well. Right, let's just copy this. Oh, wait a minute, we need an area for this. That's going to be ABC 6, comma, right, this one is 5, this one is 6, so let's copy that, paste, and this is going to be known as reset. Let's change the text content here to reset. Why? This one will become column 1, this is column 2, and this is going to be exit. Rename that to exit. Right, I think that's about it. So let's come into here, run it, and see how it's going to look like. There we go, that's how it's looking now. But I like this to actually fill up the whole area, so let's come back in here and maybe increase this to 16. Let's see, the x-axis is increased. Yeah, that's fine. I think that might be a little bit too much. Let me make that 14, and see if that will do it. Okay, that's not too bad. That's a little bit, I don't like the way it is. I might have to settle for that 16, but let's change it to 15 and see how it's going to look like. Oh, okay, look at this one. There's an error there. Alright, let's do that again. Okay, I'm going to settle for 15. That's good. But now they do nothing. So this is how the framework looks now. It's much better than how it was. Now let's start changing the text content on each of them. I'm going to go to number 2 here. Yeah, this is my number 2. I need to change everything in there. Oh, let's start with the labels first. Alright, with the number 2 ready, the next thing is to change all of these around. So this is going to be known as jacket, blazers. Right, and the text content on it. No, that's the wrong one. Copy that, paste it in here. Yeah. Right. I think this is going to be for men's wear. Right, why this one will be men's. And here, this is jacket, please. That's fine. Then the next one is going to be formal trouser. Formal trousers. Okay, I guess you guys get the whole idea of what I'm trying to achieve here. I'm just changing the names now because it was copied before. So let's run it to see what I'm talking about. There we go. You can see the names are now different. Okay, so I'm going to now speed that up and get back to you guys. Okay, I've finished the development of the lines of codes, so take a very good look at it. Right, those are for the text box, labels, and for this, the second part of it, or the third part of it, we have here the receipts and the buttons. Okay, so have a good look at it again. Buttons, that's the receipt. The receipt object is called text. Then I have the labels, the text box. Okay, these are the text, but the labels, the text box. You can always swap it around. The choice is yours. And the label is right up there. The text box is below. That's fine. Text box up. Labels for those text box below. Alright, and this one we have the text box, and then we have the labels. Okay, maybe I should do the same thing for these ones anyway. Let's grab this text box and put it right down so that you don't get confused. Cut that off and put this here. There. Alright, let's run it and you guys see what I'm talking about. Run and save it first. There we go. This is how the whole system looks now. Right now, that's how it looks. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I need to start writing out my commands so that these three buttons can work. But we also need some variables declared, and those variables that are declared will then be assigned into the text box. So let's come right here. Okay, I already have an area for my variables. I will start with that for the very first variable. So for my very first variable, that's going to be receipt. Let's say receipt reference equals string. There. That's the very first variable. I'm going to be using that for receipt, and what will happen is I will use that to generate random reference number. And the next one is going to be tax. Paste that. Then let's go for subtotal. paste that as well. I've copied, and I have total there. And the other thing is going to be for all the items that we're selling. That's going to be Jean. Underscore Jackets. Then we have the coat underscore jacket. There. So let me speed up the declaration of these variables. Okay guys, the variables are now in place. There they are. Then right here underneath, all of the variables for the item as they've all been initialized 0. So what will happen is, if I supposing I copy this, I go straight to my text box here, right there. I can then enter, let's say we enter text variable. Okay, just enter that in the text variable equals this, which means this very text box will be initialized with 0. Okay, because I've already initialized the variable with 0, so 0 will be added onto this text box. If I run it, you will see what I'm talking about. Let's see. It is defined. Let's say the spelling. That is correct. So if I run it again, you guys should be able to see the error, because I've spotted the error. I've entered double equals there, which means I'm actually comparing it, so that is not valid. So let's come into the variable here and look for it. There we go. Get rid of that, and that should take care of that error. So let's run it again. There we go. You see, we now have 0 in there. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the next one, the jacket, the sport, and the dress. So let's copy jacket, copy that, come into where we have jacket right there. I might as well make it consistent. Just enter text variable equals this, comma, done. So the next one is sportswear, so I'm just going to copy that, paste that in there, and change this to sportswear. Paste this here as well, change this to sportswear, copy, sportswear, and this is dresses. Copy that and paste that in there. Right, and let's repeat the same thing for the other ones here. This is just a label. Paste that right there. That is skirt. And the next one here is swimwear, school uniform, and dressing. No, that's pajamas, dressing. Okay, change that. Done. School uniform, change that. Copy, paste that in there, and swimwear, and paste swimwear in there. Okay, that is why I've decided to name each of the components in a consistent manner, so that I can copy and I will know which one belongs to which. Right, let's see. Let's run it and see. Decision time. You see that, guys? So that is fine. So I'm going to now repeat exactly the same thing for menswear and homeware. So let's come down in here. We need menswear. Right down here, menswear. So let's enter text variable equals blazer, jacket blazers. Copy that, paste it there with a comma. Right. Now we're going to repeat the same thing for all the others. Let's copy and paste and now and speed it up. Right, that is fine. Okay, that's for the mattress. Paste that in the mattress. We are almost there now. Okay, we have pillowcase. Copy, change that to pillowcase. Now we have bed sheet. Change that to bed sheet. Then we have men's boots. Change that to men's boots. Now we have formal shirt. That becomes formal shirt. I think we are almost there. Then we have formal trousers. Copy there. So I should have zeros in all of those text component now. Let's see. There we go. That is fine. Okay, this is how the second part looks now. So let's run it again. There we go. Okay, maybe I should even change the background to white. Let's come back in and just get rid of that background. Just take it all off and change the background to white and see. That's for all the text box. Then we can go ahead from there. Let's see how it's going to look like. Right. Take this off as well. Okay, all done. Check out the text box. This is how they all looks now. Bring it right down. Apart from here, this is just a label. So bring it right down so that you see the other part of it. This is those are the other lines of code for the other text box. So I'm now going to run it. Then you see how it all looks like. This is how it looks like, and I think I like it. So I'm going to make this. I'm just going to leave it the way it is now. Okay, I just noticed I've not officially completed the labels. So I'm going to come back in here and try to finish up with the labels. So let's see. There we go. Now the very first one should be this very one. Let's see first. Let's have a go at it. Okay, I'm gonna have to start from here. I think this is the only right one. So close that. Even the names happens to be wrong. I'm gonna be very fast with it. So let's come in here and just enter. That was supposed to be mattress. Mattress protector. Right. So let's copy this and just change this to mattress protector. Paste. Right. If I run it, you will see that one as it's officially changed now. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I will now speed up the whole process of the others and get back to you guys shortly. Okay, all done. So check it out. So I'm going to run it. So have a good look at those corrections made, and take it from there. There we go. That's it, guys. It's all done now. So all that is left for us to do now is to take care of these 3 buttons. So first thing we need is to, maybe I should take care of the exit button first. So right underneath the variables here, right underneath here. Okay, let's create variables here. No, function, that will be function declaration. Right. Function declaration. So all my functions will be here. So the very first function that I'm going to take care of now will be that of exit. So let's call that very function define iExit. There we go. And for iExit, because I'm going to be using message box, let me be sure that I have message in there. Yeah, I do. I have already imported message. So let's come back down here. So you must make sure you import the message. That is it. Right here, this very one. Okay, come back down. So what we want to do is we're going to say iExit. Our variable iExit equals tk inner dot message box. But message box right there. Dot ask yes or no. There we go. And let me say who is asking the question is the sales management system. Right, close that. And what is the question? The question is going to be confirm if you want to exit. There we go. That's my question. So I will now enter if I exit less than or greater than 0, then root dot destroy. Remember, root is the application or the app right here. So we're destroying it now. So let's come in here, destroy, and that is it. Enter parentheses and let's ask it to return. There. So this is the command I'm going to need. I'm going to copy that. I exit. You come right down. We now need exit. That's the exit there. So the choice is yours. I'm going to paste it right in there. Enter command equals I exit. Okay, that's the command. Now if I run it, let's run it and see if it's going to work as expected. Alright, let's see, what did we do wrong? Oh, look at this. Space, there we go. Now let's try it one more time. There. So let's try out exit. You see that? That's a beautiful message box pops up. No, I do not want to exit. Yes. Confirm if you want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. And if you look up here, you can see the system name, Sales Management Systems. Exit. Yeah, that's fine. That's working how I want it to work. The next one is I'm going to now take care of this very one here. Let's take care of the exit. No, the exit is taken care of. The reset. Let's come straight to the reset. So declare a function there, and I'm going to call it reset. So the reset shouldn't be a problem. So in the case of reset, because I've officially assigned some values here, so the first one, okay, let me just take care of this first. Okay, let's go for the reset, for the reset. That will be dot delete, and that's meant to be quote 1.0 close the quote and end. That is for my reset. Now for the others, I will now copy this very value here. If you notice, the name, every single item there has been initialized with 0. There, paste it. Make sure it's indented. Select it all, get it indented. There we go. So reset is taken care of. Alright, now let's take care of this reset. I'm going to copy this and let's come straight down to the reset button here, right there. So I'm going to paste that and just copy command equals and paste that in there, and that's it. Command equals reset. Okay, so let's try that out and run the program. Make sure it's saved there. So let's enter whatever we want in there, whatever value, just to make sure all of the text box works as we want. Right, I'm just going to enter one or two things here. Okay, let's try out the reset. There we go. The reset is working as we expect it to work. That's fine. Now the last part of it is this button there, total. So for the total, let's come right here. I'm going to call that command total. Agreed, I don't have command total on board, so I'm going to have to create that now. So let's call it command total. Let's come right in, just call it total. Okay, let's go right up here, right underneath this. I'm going to now create a function for total. So let's change that to total. For total, I will now declare the following local variables. So those local variables okay, wait a minute. Let me make life a little bit easy for me. I'm going to let's copy this because I will need them all anyway. Copy it all and come right down here. Paste. Let's get it indented. Formats, indent. Right, and this is going to be get whatever we have in there. Right, that's it. So I'll repeat the same thing for the rest. Just copy and paste. Yeah, that will actually speed up the whole process for me. Right, paste and paste. So what is happening in here is whatever value I have inside these variables will be stored inside the local variable that I will declare very soon. So that will make life easy for me, because this being a long tutorial. Alright, the first one is going to be item number 1 equals, let's make it float and enter a bracket in there and close this. There, that's the very first item. So the second one, this one is going to be item number 2. Item 2, change that to 2 and close it as well. Item number 3. So the items are local variables. Item 4, close, and 5. There, 6. And here we have 7. We have 8. Okay, I believe you guys now get the whole idea. All these items are my variables, so I'm now going to speed this up. Okay guys, all the variables are now in place. Okay, now for each of these items, which means whatever is entered inside the text box is then converted to a float, that is a decimal number, and stored in here. So what I then want to do is I'm going to have another variable that will store everything. Let's say price of, I'm going to call it price of item 1. So I'm going to need 16 of those as well. So I have 16 of those. So the very first one is going to be equals. I'm going to enter my pound sign, close that, plus string, which means convert it to string, and let's enter %.2, which means convert to 2 decimal place. There, and we don't need one of those. Converted to 2 decimal place. And what are we converting to 2 decimal place? That is going to be the content inside item number 1. Item number 1 multipliable by whatever the price of the very first item is. Let's assume that's the price of the very first item. There we go. So the same thing will be repeated for the others. So this is number 2, price of item number 2. Copy that, paste 3, and I will then change it around. The price of these, let's assume the price is £69. £69.99p, and that is meant to be for item number 2, which is right here. Whatever values entered in item number 2 is multiplied by the price. Okay, that's 2 taken care of. Let's go for 4. Paste that and change number 4 around. This is number 3, 4. Number 3, what's the price of number 3? Let's go for maybe about £12 plus. And number 4, Let's go for maybe about 12 pounds as well. That's number 4. So I believe you guys get the whole idea. I'm now going to speed this up and get back to you as soon as I'm finished. Okay guys, the cost is now stored inside the price of items, the other local variable that is declared. Okay, so have a look at the total function. Now we need to finalize the whole process. So the next thing is going to be price of, if you notice how the program works, okay, that's going to be price of women, then we have that of men, that will be for men's, let's say for men's, and I also have that of kids, then finally I have homeware, homeware. Okay, there they are. Let's see, I think it's going to be women kids. Yeah, take this off, cut it off. There we go. Alright, this is going to be equals the very first 4, and that is it here. This very one, copy this. The very first 4, we want to add them all together. Copy, plus number 2, item number 2, plus number 3, and plus number 4. There. So the first 4 items, those are meant to be for the women. Now from 5 to 8, those are for children or for kids. 6, 7, and 8. So I reckon you guys get the whole idea. So I'm now going to speed that up. That's for 7, 8. I will now speed that up and get back to you. Right, so all that is left for us to do now is, let's work out the subtotal and total. So let's say subtotal of items equals, let's grab the pound sign. I'm going to grab all of these and just paste it there. There. And that is going to be the price of everything here. Copy that, paste that in here. And now I want to add everything here. Add this. Copy. Paste. Plus kids. Plus price of men's plus price of homeware. Right, that is that taken care of. There we go. And close that. Alright, we now need that of tags. I'm going to call that iTags. In the case of iTags, I'm going to copy everything and let's copy all of that. let's say the tax is approximately, let's say, multiplied by 0.15. That's the tax, right? That is the tax. So come in here, right? Tax is taken care of. Now we need to take care of the total. So come down here. Let's say TT equals the price of everything, which is, let's say, that of Umwe. I'm going to copy all of this. Price of Umwe plus TC equals, we now want to work out the tax as well. Work out this tax. Paste that there. Okay, let's cover this here. Make it 3. Right. And total cost. Total cost equals, let's get a pound sign, copy all of this, paste that in there, and that is going to be TT plus TC, and there. Alright, now that I've taken care of the subtotal, tax, and the total, I now need to be able to display everything inside my receipt. So to do that, let's start by saying txt receipt dot delete whatever contents that we have in there. No, that should be 0, comma, end. So delete whatever we have in there. Right. Now there should be a comma. Now the next thing we want to do is as follows. So I'm going to declare another local variable for my random number. So I'm going to call that random dot rand int, and let's give it a value. I'm gonna go for about 10,000 plus. That's the value, right? 10,000 plus by, let's say, approximately 100,000, right? Okay, that is my, no, let's come down here. Yeah, how about that? That's fine. Close that. Well, I can even make it 500,000. Right. Okay, let's say random reference. So that's another variable there. Random ref equals strx, and I want it inside my, I think I declare a variable here. Let's see, what was the variable called? There we go, reference. Yeah, receipt reference. So receipt reference dot set, and what are we setting? So let's say I'm just going to call it bill plus random reference. There we go. So the reference number for whatever purchase made is taken care of now. Now finally, we now want to store everything inside the receipt. So the receipt is going to be receipt dot insert. I may have to speed this up because time is against me now. So that's gonna be a comma, and that's to be a receipt. So I want you to display as follows: reference there, and let's say tab 4 of those here, plus we want the receipt reference itself, this one we want it to get, paste that there, change this to get, and parenthesis, plus I want date and time as well. Let's enter date first, date dot get, plus backslash, I need 4 of those again, plus time, 1 dot get, and plus next new line, close that. Yeah, that's that taken care of. That's a little bit long. Alright, so that is my very first line for the receipt. So what will happen is a reference number will be generated, the date will be included, and time. So let's see, let's run it and see how it's gonna look like. So if I click on total, there we go, we have reference number for item purchase, the date and time of purchase. That's good. Now I need to be able to enter every single component. So the first thing I want to do is I'm just going to copy all of this. I need some lines there, paste, and let's paste another one there. And this one is going to be line here. Let's enter some broken lines in there. Alright, that's the very first line. I'm going to copy this, paste it there. Here. There. Right. Let's copy this again. We need one more line. Right. And here, this, let's change this to item. And the item is just gonna be, we get rid of all of these item, and that'll be cost of item, cost of item. Right. So if I run it now, I should get reference number, date and time, lines, cost of items. Let's see what happened here. Okay, there should be, let's get rid of this. Right, let's try it again. There we go. Click reference number, date and time, item and cost of items. That is good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you guys one more how to populate the receipt, then I'm going to have to speed it up. Copy that, come right and paste, and name of the item now is going to be Jim Jaggins. Right, in the case of Jim Jaggins, that's going to be, where is the price? Number 1, this very one. Copy that, and come right down here and paste that right here. Get rid of this. Get rid of all of this, paste, and enter a plus sign there, close that. Right, so the price or the cost of the gene is displayed. So if I run that now, let's say we enter, we want 4 of those, click on total, there we go. You see the cost of 4 pair of gene jargons right there. Well, I reckon you get the whole idea now, so I'm going to now speed it all up and get back to you guys shortly. Okay guys, this is how the receipts lines of code now look like. So have a good look at it. All of those are inside the declaration of the function declaration, total function declaration, which is right here. Okay, bring it down. That's where all the calculation takes place. Have a good look at it. And that's where I store it inside my receipts. So if I run it now, let's see, there we go. Enter whatever we want in there. Yeah, let's keep going. It's too much. There, we click on total. There we go guys, see that? Set. With that guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed and you all have a nice day now. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe. Bye for now.